Howdy, folks. Welcome to Trial and Burbulations.
We're going with it, huh?
We're going to go with it. Sure.
The Burbulations or Bourbon-nations?
Bourbon, yes.
Fix it in post.
We wanted to try, we don't do a lot of bourbons on the show. We usually drink Scotch whiskeys, and Irish whiskeys. Today, we're going to try 3 bourbons because we've started to accumulate too many of them. So we want to try more of them and give our honest opinions. We're going to rank these 3 in the order in which each of us like them.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Rocky is on record as saying he does not like bourbon.
Nope.
Which means a lot of people send us bourbon because they're trying to change his mind.
Right.
Either change my mind or torture me. I'm not sure which.
So now we're going to rank the bourbons. Are we also going to rank the quality of the customers that sent us these? Or listeners?
Well, I think it'll become obvious, don't you think? Yeah.
Well, we like them most based on which one gives us the best whiskey. So.
It's true.
We like them all for giving
So
us
the
whiskey.
order's the same. Just assume that's how we feel about you personally.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, exactly. So the first one that we are going to try, let's do the Pre-Prohibition style straight bourbon whiskey. Is that the Black
right.
Button?
Yes.
Okay. So Black Button.
Okay.
Before we try any of these, is anybody
Hold
particularly excited about any one over another?
I'm
Or most
coming
curious
in
about one over
blind,
another?
kind of intentionally. So
I haven't had
I'm
any of
just
these.
waiting to be impressed or depressed. We at home like bourbon. We use it mostly for old fashions and stuff. We don't drink it straight. But I think I probably like bourbon a lot more than Rocky does. So
Yeah. It's not hard to beat, a very low number. So this one is given to us from Tom Morgan, longtime customer.
Thanks, Tom.
This is made in Rochester, or Rochester style process from
Yeah.
Rochester, New York. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Just where Tom's from.
All right.
This is his local haunt.
Who wants to give the notes?
I can.
Okay.
Go for it.
So the nose is bright sweetness and fresh cracked corn with hints of must and mature wood.
Must.
I suppose I can get the must and the wood. And it's sweet. I don't know what fresh cracked corn... Does that have a smell? Would that come through in something
Yeah.
like this?
Is that like a grain silo?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't...
It's like you ever take your kids to a farm for a pumpkin ride and they got the corn box. The kids can play in it like a sandbox. It's like that.
I don't know. I know that scent off the top of my head. And I don't know if I could identify.
Well, then you're
it.
a horrible parent.
How would corn sandcastles work? Never
Not
mind.
You
great.
can't. They just kind of dig around in it and get covered with dust and they're filthy.
Fair.
And then you have to take them,
Fair.
put them back in the car.
All right. So taste. We're supposed to taste
Okay.
character cinnamon, spice, and sweet caramel. The cinnamon turns into a cinnamony candy, leaving warmth and sweetness with a very full body.
Okay.
I do get the hint of cinnamon. I'll give it that.
I actually do get the cinnamon.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it is very sweet.
Is
Yeah,
it
the
cinnamon
caramel
or is
and
it,
cinnamon.
Very, very sweet.
is it the cinnamon or is it just like a hot alcoholic burn? I don't know
It's
if
a
I'm
euphemism
separating.
for hot out for
Is it?
burning this, I think.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah, it's a
lot
little
things
bit of
are
both.
euphemisms for other
I'm
things.
getting the caramel and the
Definitely getting
cinnamon.
that sweetness.
Yeah.
I'm getting that burn.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm tasting cinnamon specifically.
Now, we did try to, we did pour these about 10, 15 minutes ago, trying to let them gas off a little bit so it's not as, alcohol burny intense. So we are doing the correct
Still
thing
is
here.
burny, though.
A little bit, yeah. That's
It's very
bourbon.
short.
Okay.
You notice it's just like, I'm getting it all up front in my mouth. Not much in the back.
Finish is a lingering, dry tannic note with an earthy spice and mild sweetness. What's tannic? What am I
Like,
tasting from tannic?
Tannins, like... I don't know how to explain it. It's what gets left behind in water from wood, tea, that kind
Got
of
it.
stuff.
Got it.
Red
Okay.
wine,
Yes.
Okay.
tea. Yeah.
Okay.
When you see like a water that is like stained a really dark brown and not from mud, but like just from wood deposits.
Yep.
Right.
Those are the tannins.
I'm getting a little on the sides and back of my mouth, still
Yeah, I am.
lingering. Yeah. And almost, like you said the word tea, and I'm like, yeah, that's kind of what I'm tasting. It's like a black tea almost in the back. I don't know. So we've all coughed for this one. I don't know if that's a
Yep.
good sign or not. And we should all leave a little bit in the bottom of the glass So that way, when we've done all
Fair.
of them, we can
That's a
rank
good point.
them.
So we can go back.
Yeah,
And,
indeed.
Fair. I don't know. I'm loving this one. I don't want as strong of an alcoholic burn personally.
I like the sweetness, but it's kind of easy to say.
Yeah.
And it is very bitter. I mean, I'm reading the tannin finish as just a bitter
Yeah.
feeling in my mouth.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, next we will move on to this Traverse City Whiskey American Cherry.
You guys have water?
I believe it's pronounced
Time to
Traverse.
Oh yeah, Traverse City. Okay, I traversed to Traverse City.
By the locals. That could be wrong. It's just how I've heard it before. I've certainly never been there, let alone from there.
Clearing the palate a little bit with some water.
Not a bad
All right.
idea.
Ian, Eric,
Thank you.
and myself. All right.
Myself.
So from
Ooh.
the cherry capital of the world.
Oh, that does smell cherry.
Holy cow. Yeah.
Here it says the nose is maraschino cherries, spice,
it is.
and simple syrup.
It's all those things.
Yeah, I was expecting more of a cherry wood kind of a vibe, not cherry.
Down cherry.
But
wood.
I didn't look at all the notes either, so.
Simple syrup is just a simple sugar.
Sugary.
Sugar and
Yeah.
water.
Simple syrup is just sugar.
Yep.
I think you should say.
But sometimes it's mixed with other things, of course.
Makes me want to go out for a Sunday. Okay, so, and the flavor, surprise, is
Very cherry.
maraschino cherries, vanilla, cola spice,
Ooh.
citrus, and the simplest of syrups.
Yeah, I get. I wasn't thinking cola, but now you said it is kind of like a little bit like a cherry Coke.
Yeah.
I mean, certainly
Yeah.
not going to chug it back like you could a Coke, but
Not with that attitude.
fair.
Wow.
We need to do Jace's faces with this one, for sure. I'm curious
Yeah.
what he'd think.
Yeah.
Compared to how burny the first one was, this is like, I feel like I'm drinking flat cherry Coke.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it tastes like flat soda.
Or maybe like Coke mixed with cough syrup.
Yeah, it's got a little
little
bit
more
of cough
intense, of
syrup.
course.
Yeah. It's got a little corny-ishness
What's the
maybe
alcohol
to me. I don't know.
content on these? Because if that's just 33%,
This one is 70 proof, so 35%.
and this one is written in gold, so I can't really read it too well. It's something proof.
Let me try to get it.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Proof TBD. It does not say. Ian,
Yeah, sometimes when you're
I
selling.
can't read what they wrote. I think they wrote it down by hand.
Yeah,
That's
looks like 100.
So,
To me.
okay, let's say 50%. That would make sense.
Yeah, it's
If-
high.
If it really is that high, this is ridiculously smooth.
No. That was the black
Oh,
button.
the black button.
That's the
was.
first one.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
the black button is the 100 proof. It's 50%. Yeah, it's
Okay.
100 proof.
All right. So, how are we feeling about the Traverse City? Is it Traverse now or Traverse? Yeah,
Traverse.
Traverse. Yeah.
I believe. I could be wrong. I usually don't mind a sweeter bourbon, but it's the cough syrup connection that's throwing
really-
me. And I get what you're going for. It's cherry capital of the world. Like I would give no notes. Don't change anything, especially if people seem to be liking it. But I'm not feeling it.
To me, it tastes like maraschino liqueur.
Yeah.
It's like a mixer. It tastes like a mixer.
Yeah. If this was a mixer, I could possibly do it. I don't know
I'm
if I would
intrigued.
drink it straight.
Given that a lot of people do just make their old fashions as like
Mm-hmm.
basically bourbon punch. If you're not a purist on your old fashions, maybe trying an old fashioned with this would be
This
curious.
would make a very good,
Yeah.
fun old fashioned, I would say.
I don't like cherry flavors in my old fashions personally, but I know it's common.
My wife would love this.
So yeah, I'd try it. I wonder if that's the intention to make this specifically for
Very
old
possibly.
fashions. Yeah.
To me, it tastes like a bad cherry cough drop,
Fair.
like a cheap one.
I don't know that I have the sophisticated palate
No,
for cough drops.
Lu-
to differentiate
okay.
a good one and a cheap one.
Let me just say, Ludens, like a cherry lifesaver flavor cough drop. Yes, with
Oh,
almost
you
no
got to go with
numbing.
the honey Ludens. That's the way to go.
Nah, cherry.
Welcome to Cough Drop.
Yeah,
I
this is,
don't know where I was going
yeah,
with that one.
Cough, drop.
this is like CVS brand cherry cough drop. Okay.
There's a weird other note in there, which is slightly a vanilla note. There's something I'm picking up on the top.
Didn't they say vanilla? They did say vanilla on the taste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting that
Yeah,
at the roof of my mouth.
finished short and sweet with lingering spice notes. I get the short and sweet. I don't have any lingering spice notes necessarily,
Only just
but
a tiny bit of burniness. I
Yeah.
wouldn't call it spice.
so
I get that, I think.
okay. All
Hmm.
right, shall we move on to
yeah.
Social Still, the Vault Wine Barrel Finish.
This is one I'm most interested in. I don't drink a lot of wine, but when I do, a dry red is my move.
And this is a
The
local.
most
This is
interesting man in USA Kilt.
Bethlehem. Bethlehem, PA. Okay, so 50.5% alcohol, so it's about 100 proof. 101.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh yeah, I got to clear the palate here. A little water.
So for the nose, we're looking at subtle hints of grape, spices, and a warm, woody aroma. Definitely getting the woody most of all.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Ian, what are you, 12?
Apparently.
Yes. You know what they say about kilted men and how sophisticated they are.
Yes, and getting woodies.
Well, some dress most casually. I like how we do have kind of a descending order here with Rocky, the medium level of dressed up, in between the casual stooge and the dressed up fogey.
Civilization.
Eric looks very nice.
He does look very nice.
Yes, my thank you.
Just different impressions, you know. Three colors, you know, 3 black shirts, different styles. That's what we're going for.
Indeed. This one kind of scares me.
I don't know. I guess I am kind of getting the grape on the nose.
Getting a lot of the wood.
This is the one I find the most interesting, for sure.
Yeah. If I may. The taste is the exceptional color and complex flavors driven by smooth oak tones and robust wine notes.
Yeah.
I get very, to me, it's very spicy as well.
Very spicy.
I get a lot of
I.e.
spice.
burn.
Not, I wouldn't say all burn necessarily. It's peppery, spicy to me as well.
It is peppery.
It's definitely a lot of wood. It is the most like a Scotch of
Yeah.
those on the table.
I have
agree
to
with
say.
that. None of these are exceptionally Scotch-like, but this one is the most. I'd agree
Yeah.
with that.
But it has a certain complexity that I think the other ones didn't.
I'll agree with that.
Yeah, I still don't know that I love this one either, but it is complex and interesting.
I agree. I don't know that I love it, but it's. Yeah, I'm going to repeat the exact same words you said. Yeah.
I don't know. I love it. But I love that you guys don't love it. So,
There's a lot of love.
just not for this.
It's bourbon. Of course there's not.
It's kind of almost a butterscotch vibe to it for me.
I'm not getting any sweetness from it, especially
A little
compared
bit
to
of
the
sweetness. I'm getting a
especially
little bit of
compared to the
sweetness.
other two.
It's definitely the darkest by like
Yeah.
a country mile.
Mm-hmm.
The this one is definitely a dark caramel kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, the exceptional color is actually included in the tasting notes, so you better appreciate that.
Oh, I
Should
do.
we have done this the way you often taste beers, where you go from the lightest to the darkest if you're doing like a flight?
We kind of just did.
Yeah.
Shut up, Ian.
The first two are a little close.
We're trying our
Yeah.
best.
I don't know. I don't know if there's any particular, like if you're doing a whiskey tasting, is there any particular rule to order? I'm curious to know.
Couldn't say.
I've never done like a proper whiskey tasting.
Perhaps you, the viewer at home, can help us.
Or listener.
Yeah, or a listener.
Indeed. All right, this one's definitely I'm getting burny down the
Yeah.
throat now.
This one would definitely benefit from a touch of water, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Should we water
I've-
any of them?
I have so little in the glass, like I almost don't want to without like a little pipette to just put in 1 drop or 2 drops, you know?
We have a pipette
Do you?
in
Somewhere.
Rocky's office, actually.
Yeah.
Well, let's pause it. No.
I'm going to pour a tiny bit in.
Sometimes I
just to
pour a
see.
little bit in my whiskey, but usually I have more in the glass, so
Yeah, this one I think,
I worry about watering it
One-
down too much.
1 minute later.
indeed. Now this one I think out of all of them would work the best with a touch of water.
I think I just overdid it.
Quick, pour more whiskey. Oh shoot,
Yeah.
too much whiskey. Pour more water.
Sawing the legs off the table. That's why the room's crooked. It ain't nothing to do with me.
Definitely cut down. Not a ton, but it cut down just enough. Even just like the 6
Now
drops
I'm
I put
tasting
in.
the sweetness.
Yeah.
Much
More
more
sweetness.
so.
Yeah.
I pulled out the sweetness for me. I wasn't getting it at all when Eric said it, but
No, I can. There's a. They're talking about the grape and the woody, with the nose and the flavor. I'm getting I'm getting the oakiness, kind of a leather, smell of leather, kind of a note somewhere in there, and definitely the grape. It reminds me a tiny bit of sherry.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can't remember the last time I had
It
sherry.
smells like
but-
sherry.
Okay. Oh, and we didn't thank the others.
Oh,
Now that we're done all of them,
I'll just
we
edit that
did
in.
Tom Morgan.
Yeah.
So Tom Morgan did the Pre-Prohibition, the black button. Next one was from David Calvin, was the Traverse City Cherry, and then the last one is from Tavis Tyndall, not Travis, Tavis Tyndall. Okay.
I know
So-
the first and the third that you just mentioned were gifted to us at our 20th anniversary party earlier this year. Was the Traverse City as well? I don't recall.
No, this
might have
one
been
was.
so I think that came in earlier.
Okay.
The note was taken off the bottom, so I'm not sure.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, I think that we had about that one for a little while.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So, ranking them in order.
Yes.
I will. We'll
Right,
each.
yeah, saving. Yeah, we saved up.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put them in
Separate.
order here. So. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Should we
Ian.
share our number 2s first?
No.
okay.
Let's do number 3 first.
Okay.
Go ahead, Ian.
For number 3, I'm going with the Traverse City. I'm not crazy about that whiskey or the cherry kind of sweetness to it.
Okay. Eric.
The black button.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm feeling the same. Black button is my number 3.
Okay.
The it's a bit too burny. Yeah. Just here. Let me just again.
Nose is interesting. Now it's breathed a couple minutes.
I think we were spoiled a little bit.
I'm getting
too.
tobacco now.
I was about to say, is there a tobacco in it?
Yeah.
I think we were spoiled a little bit by the that Stranahan's we did recently on the live
That
show.
was so good. Also, not a bourbon.
Hold on. I may be moving my number 3 up one. Now that it's relaxed a little bit and it's had a little bit more chance to breathe. Here, I'm gonna break the rules. I'm gonna put it. Well, I already broke the rules with the vault, so I'm gonna pour a tiny drop of water into the black button. See if that brings out more of that leather, because that was good. I like the leather note.
Leather or tobacco?
Or tobacco, excuse me, tobacco.
Yeah, it's weird. There is that's really strong now.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
All right, I'm changing.
How high?
No,
how
we'll
high
just
you
add
pushing?
it.
All right. Are you sticking with that as number 3?
I don't know. I gotta taste the other ones now too.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. let me taste
So
them.
so what's your current number 3 then, Rock?
All right, my current number 3, I'm same as you.
Okay.
The Traverse City, whatever it's called, the city.
That city in Michigan.
Yeah,
In the
yeah.
city.
Somewhere on the hand.
It's. I could see it as mixing, but I wouldn't sip it.
Yeah.
So
Agreed.
it has to be rated low. Don't love bourbons to start with.
I might feel differently about it if
So-
we had an opportunity to do a cocktail, but
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
but that's generally that lowers a score
I think
for
we're
me.
all
for
in,
a
we're all
whiskey.
in agreement because I
Yeah.
would do the same thing. I think the Traverse City would be excellent for mixing with,
Mhm.
but I don't think I would drink it on its own.
Okay.
It is a lot of cherry and not much else, so I don't think it's that interesting for a
So I think that
standalone.
Yeah.
the tension here is how high Rocky moved the black button. So I think I'll go first again for number 2. For number 2, I'm going with the black button. I do like it a little bit more. I'm still not crazy about it, but it's more interesting than the Traverse City to me.
Okay. In fairness, I poured a little bit of water in the Traverse City, and it did kind of mellow out a touch. Still not great. Still don't love it, but it did mellow it out a touch. All right, now it's down to black button in the vault.
What do you think
Black
for number
button
2,
and
Eric?
Yeah, I was gonna say. I'm torn between the Vault and the Black Button now for number 2. I really like that tobacco scent on the Black Button, but it's interesting. It's interesting. I don't know if it's good. I mean, it's good, but it's not. I'm gonna put Black Button number 2 for sure, like you guys did. But for me, it's coming in close to the Vault because it is kind of interesting. It's unusual,
and it's interesting that it took pouring a touch of water in it to mellow it the hell out, and kind of bring that up a little bit. Trifecta, the Black Button is number 2 to me as well. Yeah,
okay. You had such an ooh moment that I was wondering if you're gonna pump it all the way up to number 1.
I know. I did take another sip and did, or at least smell the Vault again, just to make sure that I was,
Yeah, I have to go back and forth to test, but
yeah.
Now, how would we rank these compared to our usual 1 through 10 Scotch scale?
Well, for the record, the Vault wins.
Yes.
So
I agree.
By default,
I like the complexity of it. I guess I'm already predisposed to liking red wine over other wines, dry red, and it's giving me some of those vibes.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I would agree.
Then let's do, upon Eric's suggestion, how would we rate these on our Scotch scale of 1 through 10? Ian.
For the Traverse City, I will go 2. Not a fan. Not a fan.
Mm-hmm.
For the Black Button, I'll go more like 4. The Vault, I'll go 5.
I would do I'm going to score generally higher, I think, than you. But I would say the Traverse City, I'd go with maybe, I don't know, 4.5 to 5. Let's say 4.45. And then, no, 4.8. 4.8. And then the Black Button, I would put up at like 6.2, and the Vault at an even 7.
Okay.
They're very close to me.
Okay.
I'm comparing them on their own merits as opposed to like, would I want a bourbon versus a Scotch? Because if I was comparing it to Scotches, then they'd be way down here. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm,
but I would buy the Traverse City as a mixer. So I think it's our usual scale is like, would I buy this?
Right.
I would gladly come to your house and try a mixer you make with it.
Yeah.
I don't know that I want to buy it, though.
Sir. You're more than welcome. But the Vault I would actually seek out for its own sake. So.
Okay. I would probably put Traverse City on its own as it sits. 1.8.
Wow.
Not a fan. The Black Button, 3.2.
Okay.
And the Vault, 4.2. Like, none of them, it's bourbons. I don't like any of them.
I would say, I'm not surprised you rated lowest out of all of us, given you're not a fan of bourbons.
Yeah. But the Vault is the most Scotch-like, and the one that's the most complex. At least it has something going for it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little disappointed I'm not rating these higher, because I do like a bourbon just fine.
I sometimes do, actually. Yeah. So that's why I was trying to make sure I was rating them on their own merits as opposed to, a Scotch. I don't want to be unfair to them.
I just about always have Scotch and bourbon at my house.
At the same time?
Yes.
Okay.
Sometimes beer even, too.
Wow.
Only one of each, though.
Yes, only one of each.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But sometimes multiple of Scotches and multiple of bourbons. But, I'm just, none of these really, like, I got to have this.
Mm-hmm.
So.
No, you're funny. Everybody funny. And you're funny, too. I'm trying to make more references to the song.
Apparently.
One Scotch, one bourbon, one beer.
Okay.
Or bourbon, Scotch, beer. I forget the order.
Oh, you mess it up.
I mess everything up. It's fine. Okay. All right. Thank you, boys and girls, for joining us. What was the name of the show again? What did we say?
Trials and
Burbulations.
Yes. For inaugural
the one and only
episode.
Never to be repeated.
The Brubble with the Bribbles.
Yes, indeed. Until next time, boys and girls. Slàinte mhath.
Slàinte.